Okay, guys, so let me tell y'all. Let me let y'all in on the tea. All right, so all week, right, of course, I've been at work, minding my business or whatever. Don't mind my lace front, it's lifting. I've been having it on for 2 weeks. I think it did pretty good for 2 weeks for it to have lifted a little bit. If I wanted to, I wouldn't even add like gel or glue back on it. I would literally add like a little bit of water because I'm pretty sure it's enough gel on there to loosen up and hold it back down. But yeah, so right, I've been out of my work for one year. Yay! I just reached my year today. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Right, right. So this guy I've been noticing, I don't never talk to him. He don't ever talk to me. Comes from out the middle, right? Because where I work at is kind of set up in sections. We got the middle, we got the ends of where the people where the ops work at, and then we got other little parts, right? But where he's at and where I'm at, he shouldn't even have been over there. So what he's been doing is acting like he want to help. All of a sudden, within the last 2 to 3 days, all of a sudden walking back like he want to help. But Spirit told me don't trust him. He a rat. He a snake. He a sly, slick dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? But what he don't understand is a hit dog will holler and I will hit him. That's what he ain't understanding. Okay? So this, and I'm gonna be I'm not racist. My boyfriend is white, okay? He's Caucasian. He's of Caucasian descent. And where I got to in my job, in my position, I'm just gonna be blatant it. I ain't suck to get there. I got there fair and square. And matter of fact, I got in my positions at my job in different positions and got to learn new things because the higher ups was actually setting me up to fail, but they didn't know that everything I touch and do, I will, you know, I'm gonna be that on that. You hear me? I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be her. I'm gonna be she, right? So you can't put me nowhere with the intents on trying to make me fail because you're going to make yourself look silly. And that's what they were doing, right? So what they did was put me on it, then they'll take me back off, put me over here, trying to set me up, and then take me back off. Let's not talk about the fact that they doing this, but they're like, I had learned how to do the forklift, right? The stand-up forklift, the sit-down forklift, and the picker forklift in a short amount of time. And they're doing stuff like messing with my forklift and things of that nature and that I didn't know. And had other people doing slick stuff, stealing, going in my purse. And really, I don't carry nothing in my purse like that, but just the fact that you going to somebody else's stuff, right? I got coffee. They messing around, roaming around my car. So, yeah. So, let me get back on topic. So, all of a sudden, this man been walking up to me. Now, I know that he be with the group that be talking about me behind my back, running their mouth. And like one thing about Caucasian people, they don't know how to lie. And when they are talking about you, they tell on themselves. Like stupid, stupid, stupid. So I'm not saying all, but I'm saying majority, especially when they got that jealous streak about themselves and they try to follow the in crowd. So cowards, punks. So he been coming up to me for the last 2 to 3 days. Oh, you need help? You need help? But he's waiting till I don't need help to ask me if I need help. Does that make sense? So yesterday, I'm at work, dude running the machine, out of this world, crazy, throwing the parts up there back to back, and you supposed to leave gaps in between the orders so that way I can know what's what. Even though we still supposed to measure it and do our part, the fact out of respect and the fact that I'm still running this is that, you know, you're supposed to leave a gap there. So he's not leaving a gap. He's putting them very, very close. Let's not talk about the supervisors is in on it. They are doing it purposely. But see, I'm a beast at whatever I do. But at the end of the day, I had learned. I used to be like, show out on them. Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. Even though I know you being nasty, I'm about to embarrass you because I know you being nasty. But see, what I started to do was, God has started to show me like, for one, it's okay to ask for help. For two, these people were presenting themselves like, oh, just ask for help, just ask for help. They wanted me to need them, but I don't need y'all. But my spirit said, just ask them, right? So one day I asked the one guy, I said, hey, could you help one of the supervisors? And mind you, he said, oh, if you need help or if you need to run to the restroom quick, just call me and I'll show up. Just call me and I'll, you know. So I said, I'm gonna make him stand on what he said. So one day I said, I gotta use the restroom. Could you mind taking over for me for a little while? Oh, I got something to do. Oh, I got something to do. Oh, I got something to do. Like that, right? So I'm like, oh, okay. You're asking me to come to you if I need to run off for a second, and you're more than willing to cover for me while I need to go do what I need to do. But when I asked you, you didn't take control. But he's taking control for everybody else, especially the hoes and prostitutes within the workplace. And I'm just being real about it. I ain't keeping my mouth shut about nothing. So yesterday they had all these parts mumbled, jumbled up. Nobody helped. The guy who was doing the forklift and the stand-up forklift who was supposed to be picking up my parts, they got a little mean girls crew, weak hoe group at my job. So he's a part of the weak hoe because he's a weak hoe too. But he's supposed to be a masculine, right? So he's not coming to pick him up. He picked up one of my parts yesterday. Now, mind you, I even wrapped banded my parts up for him. I didn't have to do none of that. But the fact that I had about 5 orders sitting here, I'm like, okay. So like I was saying, okay, let me go back. My mind is running across. Okay, so I banded my stuff up for him because I felt like I got all these little orders in here. Let me at least band them up for him. So that way all he got to do is get them wrapped and get them shipped out. He comes over there. I call him. He comes over there one time, right? Pick up the stuff. So I'm like, maybe the thing is acting stupid because I don't want to jump to conclusions. Because if I jump to conclusions, my brain get that smacking. Oh, backhandy, go backhandy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how my brain works because I'm too kind, I'm too nice, and I'm too helpful. And I'm not like that for you to be like that to me. So you in this weak bitch group, and you want to be playing with me. So I said, hold on. So I said, called him again. He didn't come. So the other guy across from me, he said, watch this. He called him. He watching what he's doing, right? He like, hell, he said, he still ain't came and picked this up. We done banded it for him. You done got it all good. And daddy, we ain't have to do none of it. So I'm like, right, but I ain't gonna feed off into that because he part of it too. They all a part of it. So, but see, when I go there and I don't care who a part of nothing because I'm gonna say something so crucial and so crazy that you ain't gonna have no choice but to take it back to him. So, he comes back up and he takes the dude parts and he still leaves the other ones on the ground. So I look at him, I ain't say nothing. So I went through on a rampage. I just get to looking and I go down there looking for him because I want to see what you doing at this point. Why you ain't come and pick my parts up? I goes looking for him. He over there with the head of the minions. The one girl who wanna be me, wanna act like me. She Mexican Caucasian as well. She look like she go home and grab a lipstick and draw on her face and look at her face in the mirror and get to screaming she ain't good enough. She's one of them. She writes on the mirror her face, she's one of them. Mentally gone, mentally deranged, mentally squared off, mentally unstable, just gone. And then people like that think that you can't see them. They think you can't see their energy. They think you can't see their personality. Like, you're gone. You mentally gone. And you laying with special needs people. So, like, the job I'm at, they hire incarcerated people and obviously special needs people. And she in there laying with the special needs, trying to manipulate them to doing her dirty work for them. Like, it's just crazy, y'all. I'm tired. So, anyways, I'm just saying what I want to say because I'm tired of it. So, the one guy, so there's all this stuff going on. He over there gossiping with her yesterday. They laughing. I catch them, but he's so stupid. She's smart now because she seen me coming down there and she ain't telling me nothing. She looked at him and ran, just took off like, oh, we ain't doing this. But why she run when I'm walking up is because he's over there running his mouth about what he ain't gonna do and being slick. You know, body language tells on itself. Her body language told on what he was down there doing. So he comes down there. I look at him. I stood over there, looked at him, watched him, and she walks away from, like, basically. But anyway, so this dude literally had a nerve to come down there and ask me, oh, what did you just come down there and do? What did you just come down there and do? Why would you think I came down there and did something? I turned around and I said, you do know parts is coming down the conveyor belt, right? And you do know parts is right here on the ground. And it's so full that I can't put nothing else down. And you down there running your mouth. He ain't think I was going to say that to him. So he looking stupid. So he pulls back off trying to prove a point. But you ain't proving no point because now you about to get fired. Because now I used to be on some bull crap because I bop you in your face. But now I'm about to get to the point where I'm skipping past the front office and everything. I'm telling the owner on you. You need to go. You need to be got rid of. So, and then you down there forming alliances with your whole ass. You a punk. And she taking off on you. She ain't even got y'all back. So she sending her minions to do stuff and you a minion, but she ain't even taking up for y'all. And then today, what's even crazier is that he did all of that and down there talking to her and she's smiling about what he doing. And today she tried to come down there and get in my face. Hey girl, what you down here doing? Da, da, da. Oh, I thought you was doing this. Trying to kiss butt. And left him hanging. And he's sitting there looking stupid. Because she ain't dumb. She not a fool. She ain't stupid. And she ain't losing her job for you. Regardless if she got you doing it. If you dumb enough to do it, she's smart. Very smart. So I ain't gonna take credit away from her. You hear me? She's smart in what she doing. Because she using idiots to do her dirty work. And if they dumb enough to do it, hey, I'm a salute her. But you barking up the wrong tree and you messing with the wrong one. Anyways, y'all, my mind had went wide and far. And let's come back to the center. So I was saying that this guy all of a sudden starts. Now he's really not in no clique, but he kind of goes and run his mouth and do little stuff like that. And he's an older Caucasian guy, so and he got this wannabe African American swag. The way he talk. So he been coming up to me. Oh, you need help? Don't ask me do I need help because you seen yesterday I need help, and then you trying to come up to me today, ask me do I need help. So I snapped on him. I'm like, dang. I said, dang. I said, really, you asking now? I said, didn't you see I need help earlier? You didn't come help. Why you come help? I said, why now? Oh, I thought you might have needed something cut or something like that. I thought you might need something deconed or cut or whatever. So I just look at him. I'm like, go ahead. I said, yeah, I got two of them. They sitting right there. But you don't need to ask me because you see them right here. All you got to do is say, is these two with that order? And you already know what to do with them. So get out my face. So what he's trying to do, y'all, is trying to spark up a conversation, right? So today I gave him what he wanted and I said what I need to say. But I'm not going to bow down. I'm not in no group. You know what? I posted that thing with Eminem. Eminem said, you talking about me, but basically they don't get mad when I talk about you. You gave me room to say whatever I was saying. I posted that thing about Eminem. I think it was on my TikTok or whatever. And Eminem has said that you sit up and you talking about me, and now you basically giving me room to say whatever I want to say about you. Like that's just the way the game go. So this dude walks up to me today. He like, he's deliberately trying to go out his way to spark up a conversation. So I turns around and I tell him, I said, but now you a witness. Now you're going to be one of God's faithful witnesses. This is why you got to know how to do what you need to do. So you trying to come up and spark a conversation. So I turned around and I said to him, I just cut him straight off. We ain't going to play. So I said, did you see what happened yesterday? So he said, oh, what? When you was over there on that machine, what old dude did? So I said, yeah. I said, so he ran the stuff. I said, but it was when we're done, like 15 to 30 minutes before we're done, we supposed to use that time to straighten up, clean up, and restock. But I walk through and I see everybody else stopped. Everybody restocked their stuff. Everybody sitting in circles. But mind you, it's black men in that company that was working there who got fired because it was this one guy. He would be done and he would go take off. And y'all fire him. Talking about he's not a team worker. But you sitting up there letting this dude get away with, all these people getting away with standing in circles talking and not helping out, right? So it's crazy because one of the dudes that I've been knowing before I even started working there, he walked up to me, he like, Rhea, he like, dang, he scratching his head. He real funny. He always smiling and stuff. And even when he mad, he be smiling. I ain't never seen he dangerous. So he say, dang, ha, ha, ha. And he be always scratching. Oh, you see that? And I say, what? He like, dang. He like, we would have got fired for what they doing. We would have got fired, though. Like, when I started here, all that stuff you see, dang, we would have been gone. I said, hell, when I started, didn't they fire homeboy for the same thing they doing? He like, yup, they sure did. I said, no, they don't want no black people working here, and they got to meet their quota. So we laughed about it, whatever, and we kept it moving. He went on ahead about his business, and that dude, he keep trying to walk up, like I said. So I went on ahead and turned around, and I said to him, didn't you see what they did, or whatever. He like, yeah, like, you not supposed to be running like that. At the end of the day, it was still 150 to 200 springs coming out, like that late at night. Like, when you clocked out, it was still springs coming out. It's not supposed to be like that. They not supposed to be doing that. He like, but then old girl work over there today. He stopped like an hour early. I said, no, but forget all that. I said, how about she left and went to the bathroom, and the same person that did that to me that I mentioned earlier, who said, oh, if you need anything, if you got to go to the bathroom or something, at least call me. Don't walk away from the machine. And I called him, and he acted like he couldn't do it. And I said, I got to go to the bathroom. I left it like that. But the thing about it is this. I'm a good timer. So if I leave something like that, when I come back, my parts don't even be falling yet. And if they are going to fall, but like I was saying, that I'm a good timer. So like if I go to the bathroom, I'm good enough to time my stuff where they'll be just now falling when I get back, or they'll be all the way down the line where they're not even about to fall. Do you know, a couple times I had caught that same person, that same supervisor who ran to our rescue. Mind you, y'all, she was going to the bathroom for an hour today, and he stood there like a good dog he is, for an hour on her line, didn't say nothing, and made sure he caught her up, made sure all her parts was neat. All of it. Stood there for an hour, and when she got back, he didn't say nothing. He let her take over her stuff, and he walked off, and he knew I seen it. He couldn't even look me in my face. Mind you, everybody in there that seen him pushing my parts up, the same dude I said that be and we would have got fired. He said, dang, he stood there for an hour. He always starting stuff too. He stood there for an hour. He ain't even say nothing to her. He like, but don't they be pushing your parts up on purpose? He said, everybody seen him doing it. He gonna get in trouble. It's a matter of time before he get in trouble. Right? But like, you doing stuff, and we got cameras and everything. Like, dude, if I say what I'm going to say, if I go to the owner on y'all, he's going to look in here and he's going to say it, right? He's going to see it. Everything that I say. And then the one house nigga, he in there talking about, just if you going to say something to the owner, just make sure all your ducks in a row. Make sure you come back on break on time. Make sure that you ain't been doing nothing. I said, let me tell you something. I don't care about none of you talking about. I had to check him and put him in his place. We all gonna get fired. All of us, we gotta go. He gotta start over. Okay? Because something need to be done today. We all gonna be fired. I'm telling on all y'all niggas. I used to be the person that be like, I'm gonna catch this nigga outside, I'm gonna knock him cold out. Dude, I got a lot of my daddy in me, y'all. My dad, I didn't even know I was like, my granny used to always say, you sure like your daddy. And I'm like, I ain't like my daddy. My dad did 13 years in prison. I ain't doing no time in jail. I'm this, something that. You stop to comparing me to him. Because she used to say that. And when you were a kid, and see, now I know that my dad had a certain type of anointing over his life that they was jealous about. And even though he did his time, that don't matter. It was still a jealousy there. And that was a lot of spiritual warfare he went through. And by him being in a low vibration in his time, he was able to get caught up like that. And that's a whole nother story. But they used to say stuff like that. You show like your daddy, and say it in a manner to where it's down talking to a child all the way coming up. And when I got old enough to speak for myself, I'm like, don't keep coming at me like that, because when you're saying that, you're not saying that in a good manner. You're saying it in a low vibrational manner. You're being negative. Like I was saying, y'all, I got to keep doing different videos. So I just started taking up for myself. But as I got older, I remember my dad when he first got out of jail, y'all, and this is a whole nother story. I'll get back to the dude, the snake that keep walking up to me. But I remember my dad, y'all, he got out of prison. This was crazy. And he was going to all these workplaces, and they was turning him down. Didn't want any working for him. And I remember he went into this particular workplace, y'all. He got tired of people turning him down. His wife couldn't find a job at that time, his girlfriend, and he couldn't find a job. All of her friends was out of work. People he knew was out of work. No black people could find a job when my dad got out of jail. So, y'all, my dad ended up going to this particular place, and they turned him down. And they said, because you got a record. My dad said my record is 13 years old. At that time, I'd have been even 14. Going on 14 years. And my dad said I made mistakes in my life, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. He tells me this story all the time, and it's so real, y'all, because everybody who was involved in seeing my dad move around, they knew. And he's a whole nother story. He got some good, but he got a lot of demons that towards me. But anyways, he went inside his workplace, and he got tired of them turning him away. And he went inside there, y'all, went down on the floor, told the dude next to him to show him the job. And my dad stayed in that job for 8 hours, did not move, and figured out that job and worked his butt off for free. And the owner went down there and asked him, "Who are you?" And he said, "My name is such and such." They keep time. Went to job to job. They turning me away. Talking about my record. Man, I'm just trying to make some money and feed my family. And that man gave my dad a uniform and told him to show back up there to the next day. My dad got that job. Not only did my dad get that job, my dad got about 15 other people, including his wife, all his wife friends, hired into that job. And they got in there and snaked him. That's a whole nother story. But my dad, remember, he told me that he was still had the prison mentality. And he would say, he went inside. And my dad didn't believe in overtime. Y'all, he went in the bathroom, right? Because he got off a break. He got off a break, y'all. And like, there wasn't nobody back from break. So they like, it already came out that they had to work overtime. My dad like, what's that? What's overtime? Yeah, I'm sorry, I got tears in my eyes. This shit's so funny. So my dad like, what's overtime? They're like, oh, the work ain't getting done throughout the week, so we got to work overtime the week. My dad said, I don't believe in overtime. I don't know nothing about that stuff. I'm doing my 8 hours. I'm getting out of here. So they said people ain't working. We can't get the work out. So my dad like, all the time we hear, you mean to tell me all this work ain't none of it got out? Like, what? So he got so mad, y'all, that the next day he went into work. Nobody was off their break. So my dad started knocking on people's windows, like, get back to work. He went in the bathroom, y'all. This had took me. He went in the bathroom, y'all. He went in the bathroom and knocked on the bathroom stall, right? I cannot. When I heard this story, I passed out. My stepmom was so embarrassed. She come in the house like, Moo, yo, daddy, you gotta do something. I can't do it. Y'all, she was so embarrassed. He went in there and knocked on the bathroom stall, and dude wasn't saying nothing. This nigga got on his knees and looked up under the stall like, you all right? I can't. Every time I hear that story, y'all, I pass out. He said, you all right? What's going on? You ain't in the bathroom. You ain't here on your phone. You need to come on out. If you feel some type of way, we can work. We can work. You know what I'm saying? Like, talking about fighting dude. Dude like, no, bro, I don't want nothing. My dad told me, yeah, because I had my shank in my pants. Yeah, I got not my pants. I got my shank in my sock. I'm going to shank that nigga. Yeah, I can't. Dude. Oh, God. Dude, could you imagine somebody walking up on you like that? Like, he got on his knees, looked up under the bathroom stall, like, what are you doing? Hey, come on out of here, bruh. You got to come out the stall. They talking about working overtime. I ain't doing no overtime. Let's go. Let's go. The dude next to him heard him, came out the bathroom like, I'm good. We gonna get it done, man. We don't want no problems. We gonna get it done. My dad said, we ain't working a day of overtime. I ain't cool with that. Let's go. Pulled his pants up and walked out the bathroom. Dude, I was hollering. Dude, I have heard, it's just too much, y'all. It's too much. So they went and told on him, right? They went and told the owner, because it was a smaller company. The owner was always there. They went and told on him like, bro, he came in the bathroom, wooty, talking about working. Talking about he ready to fight, all this stuff. Hey, he got shanks in his socks. Oh, no problems. Somebody need to get him. Look, the owner looked at him and said, well, we understand, we'll talk to him. Dude, y'all know that they called my dad in the office and tried to give him a promotion. This is what I'm telling you. They try to give my dad a promotion. They like gave him some paper, told him to go home and look over it. And my stepmom getting like, dude, you cannot, baby, you cannot do that. You can't be doing that to people. They're scared of you. He like, I ain't doing no overtime. These niggas lazy. I ain't doing no overtime. These niggas, I'm on some overtime. Y'all had to get myself together. But yes, okay. I'm back together. So he went. Okay, so they gave him some papers, and my dad thought they was threatening him when they said, you want to become a supervisor. My dad said, who? Y'all, doing that much time in jail, and that's a whole nother story. I wish more men from prison tell like the prison stories, because like that stuff is serious. Like the mentality behind it, like they mind, like especially doing a long time like that, and then they leave, and the world is one way, and they come out, and the world is a whole nother way. Like they out here thinking we living like the Jetsons by the time they get out of jail. Like, dude, when my dad first got out of jail, y'all, this nigga had on long socks, like, and had his hair combed to the back. Like, have you ever seen some waves brushed back? Like, his waves was brushed back. Dude, he had on high socks up his legs. Dude, I was a kid. I was so embarrassed. He was walking me down to school. And I remember one day I just couldn't take it no more. I'm just like, Dad, like, he's always trying to talk to me and be like, people this and people like that. Like, he used to try to give me some good sound advice, but I could not get off the fact that his hair was brushed back to the back with them thick ass waves in his head. Waves was banging to the back. And with them long ass socks, I was so embarrassed walking to school. Like everybody can tell you got out of the penitentiary. You stuck in 1960. Yo, I'm sorry. Dude, it was bad. And he like, I remember one time I was so mad at him. I wouldn't talk to him or nothing. He was like, come on, walk to the store with me. He was always so serious. And he was like, you don't hold nothing in. You need to say what's on your chest. You gonna have a heart attack early. Yo, dude, I used to just walk around with my face frowned up and aggravated as hell. Like, oh, it was so much stuff as a kid. The stuff that was on my mind, stuff that he didn't know that happened to me while he was gone. And I was so frustrated. And I'm able to laugh about it now, but y'all, back then it was not funny. And I'm looking at him like, this dude is gone. He gone. Oh my God. So yeah, that's that story. But anyway, they had told my dad, make him a supervisor. They was like, look over the paperwork, it come with more. But what's crazy is my dad just didn't understand it. My stepmom didn't explain it to him. It'd be jealousy there too. And now I talk to my dad, he's more level-headed, way level-headed. And he was just like, I didn't know what that stuff was. Like, if she would have just explained it to me a little bit better and da-da-da. But people purposely don't tell you things because you helping them out. Like I said, he got straight out of jail. They sitting around just busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted. And he coming straight out making. But, we kind of talked about it, and he was just basically saying, like, if it was explained to him better, where he could understand what kind of was going on, that he probably would have ended up taking the job and doing this and doing that. But he had turned a lot of things down, coming out of jail, not understanding certain things. So it's like the simplest things to us is not that simple to them. But anyways, my whole point of me saying that because I find myself at work doing certain things, right? And it's so innocent. And it's things that I never knew my dad had did that I do. And it's when I talk to him, it brings me back to certain things that I do. And I'm like, dang, I do that. Right? I'll be ready to back up, backhand, triple slap. I don't know why people think that work gonna save them. Like being in the grocery store gonna save them. Like being in church is gonna save you. If somebody want to put hands, shoulders, knees, and toes on you, they're gonna do that. They don't care about work or nothing. And it's like you not fighting against the person being in that workplace hitting you. You're fighting against that person, old demons, and trying to change and become a better person. That's what you're fighting against. So don't ever think that a job, a workplace, an area is going to be in somewhere is going to save you. Everybody's not there mentally. Everybody don't care. You got to be more careful in what you're doing. And then especially when you messing with somebody's money and their finances and the way they take care of their kids and their home because you want to be jealous and envious. So I'm going to cause problem because I'm jealous of you. But this is bigger than your jealousy. You trying to mess with the way I take care of my babies and myself. You can't, come on now. And I told dude today, I said, everybody want to sit around here and play games and figure out how they can get close to snake somebody. I said, until they end up backhanded. If I told him flat out today, I said, if I'm going, whoever that was messing with me, they going too. I'm not going by myself. And they know what they was doing. We had the one guy in there. He was one of the, what you would call like they called him a coach, but literally he was like the shift manager, basically. So they had a first shift plant manager. Then you had the second shift manager. Then up under that is like the supervisors. Then like the trainers, the coaches, and whatever else they made up in there. So I ain't never seen no job just make up stuff as they go. So make positions as they go. So what was I about to say, y'all? I've been so riled up. So dude try to come up to me and talk to me being slick, and he talking about a girl like she a hoe, and I went and told on her that she's around here trying to throw her body around, and her parents swingers and da 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 da. So he went to say something about her. I said, but I'm not gonna judge her. You know all her business. But so since you told me that, I'm not gonna judge her and her being able to use her abilities to manipulate these niggas and these men because y'all weak. Like I was saying, y'all, so he tried to tell me this girl's business. This is what I'm talking about. Like, he deliberately trying to get close to me to start some stuff. He trying to start stuff. But you can't start nothing with me because whatever I say to you, I say it to somebody else's face and get out my face. So he tried to come up to me and say, yeah, because he came over here to help her out and stayed over here for an hour, and she around here throwing herself around, and I told on her and da da da. If you told on her and went up in the office and told on her, then what you gonna do to me? But you gonna get removed. Because don't nobody like a snitch. You can go tell all you don't nobody like a snitch. Don't know supervisor like a snitch. Don't know nobody like a snitch. I keep telling people that. Because if you coming up here and you telling on her and you watching everything she doing, then I don't stand a chance and you gotta go. I seen so many people leave like that. I done seen people talk crazy to people and they still there. And I done watch a person be slick and sly and snitching and they done found a way to get him out of there. They like, we ain't dealing with that. He talk too much. He telling too much. Police, alert, the ops. Ain't nobody dealing with that because there's too many people not doing their jobs. There's too many people sneaking off, going outside smoking. It's too many of them, including the supervisors. I don't want to be worried that I gotta want to go outside and sneak and smoke, and y'all, you want to go tell on me if you come to tell me about that person. And my thing is this. Like I told my supervisor, he had came up to me and said that somebody said I did something or something, like ran out to my car. He said, somebody said that you ran out to your car to go get your speaker because we allowed just the music our job. So I said to him, I said, but listen to me. I said, I ain't never the person to defend anything if I did something, I did something. I said, but let me tell you how you go against what they saying. I said, how would they be able to tell you that I went outside and got my speaker if they wasn't outside themselves? He like, dang, you right. I ain't even think about that. I said, how was they able to tell you what I went outside and did? Because I ain't even bring my speaker back in. went outside and got my speaker and shut it out to the side. So they didn't even know I went outside. So in order for that person to tell you I went outside and got my speaker, they was outside, sitting somewhere sneaking, smoking, doing something they had no business doing. So I said, next time they come and tell on me or tell on somebody else, you counteract that. Tell them to stay out your face with it. So that lets you know how you keep people out your face. I would have asked them, like, if I was a supervisor, I would have been like, dang, for real, she did. She went out there, got to do seen her with your own eyes. Where was you at when you was seeing her? Oh, I was out. They be so busy focused and telling on you. This is what I be talking about. Oh, I was outside smoking my cigarette and she was out there. They be so busy trying to get you that they don't even know that they sit there and tell on themselves, what was you doing outside? It's not your break time. Nowhere near it. They gonna get right up out your face. That's what I thought. And for you to be telling, if somebody always telling, but like I was saying, y'all, people out here, they doing too much. And like I told the guy also, my supervisor as well, when he came and told me somebody said something, I said, why is it that you keep telling me this particular person keep coming to say something? Why is it? I said that now I'm scared for my life. I fear for my life. I said, this person is creating a hostile work environment. I said, this person is deliberately stalking me. I said, that doesn't sound like somebody stalking you, like they have an obsession with you. He was like, I ain't gonna lie that, because at this point, he done got so tired of it, he done actually told me who it was because this person won't stop coming to him about me. And guess what happened? I ended up saying something to this person, wife, about, I said something about God or something. But it was another guy in my job. He was going through something. Black man, this black dude going through something. And he was telling me something about his family members and something about his family member is a user. And he calling him on his every payday. Like he calling him as soon as he get paid his money and even hit his account, da. And he using women and all this crazy stuff, right? So I told him, like, it be certain curses on our bloodlines and stuff. And like, I never spoke to this dude. And so he was trying to sneak over and get a conversation. But I don't think that he was ready for what I was about to say out my mouth. For me never had spoke to him. he was like, my conversation was intimidating, obviously. So I said, it'll be certain curses on our bloodline. It'll be you, the one that be chosen to take that off that bloodline. Because he was saying there was a lot of dudes in his family that's like that, using women, calling other family members, asking them for money, knowing they payday before they even know they payday. Like, just stuff like that. So I was just talking to him about being chosen and stuff. So like a couple weeks went by, about 2 weeks went by, approximately about 2 weeks. This same lady that had said something to her about God. I never told her about nothing about being chosen, nothing like that. But I was just telling her about, like, just about God or something like that. And she was going through something. Somebody in her family was sick and all this crazy stuff. So, just giving words of encouragement. But now you can't even do that. You just can't not do it. So he went back behind my back and started talking about the conversation we had. But he didn't talk about what he came and said to me to make me even respond and saying something about being chosen. So he walks up, the same lady I'm talking about, he walks up and she like, hey, you need something, you need help with this over here? Because I'm going to just take it and da-da-da, this thing need anything else. So I said, no. I said, you can go ahead and take that order, it's done. I said, I just want to put it on the pallet a certain type of way. So I stopped what I was doing and me and her began to put the parts on the pallet a certain type of way. It was time for him to go because some of the people leave like 30 minutes before us. So he walks up. And we already knew he was leaving and waiting to clock out, but he was still standing there. So I'm like, he was saying something to her at first, not much. And then like he was waiting for me to say something so he could say something slick out his mouth. So I finally said, he already said he wasn't staying, but it was after the time he was supposed to clock out. So I'm like, what? So the guy, like I was saying, y'all, he said, he was basically standing there waiting to say what he was trying to say, something slick out his mouth. So it was after the time that he was supposed to have been leaving. And he says, I said, dang, what you staying? Because it's after you still here after the time he supposed to have clocked out, even though I knew he wasn't supposed to be staying there. And he was like, no, I ain't staying, I'm chosen. No, I ain't staying, I'm chosen. The white lady next to me, he's black. The white lady next to me, she busted out laughing. For her to have been laughing like that, you was running your mouth and you was talking about what me and you was talking about. But why didn't you tell them the part that I sparked the conversation with her and I was telling her about the deadbeats in my family and she brought that up? So what he was doing was specifically picked out the conversation of whatever I said to him, which was about being chosen to break certain bloodlines off and certain curses off your bloodline. And he went back and repeated that part to her and God knows who else that they be huddling up with his Uncle Tom, Uncle Sam, house nigga ass. I said what I said. And she up there. So before I could say something, he up and walked away. Y'all was so pissed off. I turned around and I told her, I said, you don't know nothing about what it means to be chosen. She was like, no. But mind y'all, she don't know nothing about the conversation. She don't know what that conversation even means. She don't know nothing about that. So for her to start bust out hysterically, it's another word that I'm looking for. But for her to have bust out in that manner, laughing, he was running his mouth. They was all running their mouth. They was huddled up in their little group, running their mouth. So I turned around and I told her, I said, you don't know what none of that mean, da-da-da-da. And I said, I'm going to say this to you. I said, you ain't got to do it in front of me. You ain't got to do it right now. I said, but when you on your way home tonight before you close your eyes to go to bed, I said, you better ask God for his grace and his mercy on you and ask God for his forgiveness. She went back and told them I said that, right? They all laughing. Guess what happened the following week? They had went on a vacation. When they came back off of vacation, her husband ran into a pole. They drug tested him and he lost his job. They walked him right on up out of there. He had everything in his system. And she talked so much, everybody in the job knew that she was struggling. He wasn't really helping with the bills already, that she was trying to get the little she can get. And then she walked back up to me today. Now, mind you, this been a month since he done got fired. She tried to sneak and tell me, oh, he had got fired. But the only reason she told me because she knows somebody must have came and told me because people had knew about what she was doing, mocking God. And the dude that said what he said, mocking him also, I told God his punishment would be to be chosen with no. But the black dude, I told God, I said he mocking you and thinking stuff again. I said they in here want to be a house. Y'all know he want to be one of them. I said his punishment will be to become a chosen one with no reward behind it. And I also told her, I said, ain't nothing funny about being chosen. I said, if anybody who, I said, anybody that's chosen, I said, some of them didn't make it. Some of them got gang stalked to death. Some people got their lives took and some people took their own. And I said, and for you to be sitting up here mocking and thinking stuff funny and slick, and for you to be a black man intimidated by a black woman's conversation to the point where you spark up a conversation, you mad about my conversation, you mad about my language, you mad about how I speak, and that it intimidated you so bad that you went back and joined on the other side and start running your mouth and being nasty in the background. So now his life can start falling into shambles. And I know it. I know when somebody's life start falling into shambles. I know when somebody's life start falling into shambles. And I ain't saying, I said what I said. Y'all, he been trying to come up to me. That man ain't never came up to me. He been trying to come up to me. He's scared. He been trying to come up to me and spark conversation with me. He talking about the Quran. He talking about Allah. He talking about, yeah, because you got to read this book and that book and the Mayans and the Emerald tablets. Yo, what happened to you? What? I said, oh, yeah, I'll check that out. All of a sudden, you got the Holy Ghost. All of a sudden, you filled with the spirit of your black ancestors. Y'all, people literally be mad. Y'all, every day I go to work. I'm not trying to talk about him, but I'm going to say this. I guess I was intimidating in the first place because every day I come to work, I look like I wash my butt. And there's people out here that really be mad at you because you clean. No matter how filthy of an environment I work, y'all, when I come out of work, my face be having black stuff all over, my arms be having black stuff, my hair, everything. My whole face be black with different chemicals all on my face. And I guess they figure because you work in that environment, don't take a bath. Y'all, you can literally tell that it's people that go home, sit on their couch. Like I was saying, you can literally tell that people come to work, leave work, sit on their couch. And I mean, it's filthy where I work at. Filthy, filthy, filthy. I blow my nose and there's black stuff coming out. I'm hawking black stuff coming out. Like, that's how filthy it is where I work at. And you can literally tell, like, he don't cut his beard down. His beard is holding yeast infection, bacteria vaginosis. His beard is carrying life-threatening diseases. His beard is carrying anthrax. His beard is carrying the Christ consciousness. His beard is carrying, well, I'll be damned. His beard is carrying my life. You understand me? His beard is carrying a bum behavior. His beard is carrying infectious disease. His beard is carrying like it's he don't cut it, he don't trim it, his hair, nothing. Same clothes, short torso, long legs. They are filthy in there. Dude, I had to lean down. One day I was banding up. I was doing material handling, which is doing a stand-up forklift and going around picking up everybody's stuff. And I was in a small space one day. And not this particular guy, but another guy. I had to lean down and band the stuff up. And he said something to me, so I'm like, what? And I had to look up. He walked past me. All I smelled was doo-doo booty juice. All I smelled was musty balls and shank that nigga. That's what I smelled. I smelled tragedy. I smelled ended lives. He took me in the spirit. He stunk so bad. I ain't never spoke the day of tongues in my life. I was in there tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum. Oh,